Hi, my dear students. Happy to get back to you again after a long while. In our first session, we had discussed about the operating system, which was our first chapter, and its various concepts related to it. In our second session, which is also related to the first chapter, we are going to discuss about the Windows operating system, which is the most popular operating system in the world. So before that, we are just going to have a short recap of what we have learned in the previous session. As we have already seen, for any system, operating system is the first software that is needed to be installed. As we have seen, operating system is the master control program that runs the computer. And without an operating system, no computer can work. Also, as part of the previous session, we learned about the various functions of an operating system, like user management, then creating the user interface, and also creating and controlling the hardware peripherals. So all these details we have seen in the previous session, and also we had a outlook on the various types of the operating system based upon the user interface that is used. And basically, we learned about the two types of operating systems in that category. That is, one is the CUI operating system, or character user interface, or command user interface operating system, of which those was an example, and GUI operating system, or graphical user operating system, and the example that we have seen was the Windows operating system, about which we are going to have our discussion for. Right? Yes. First of all, as we have already heard, Windows is the most popular graphical user interface of based operating system. And this Windows provides so many facilities, like creating a graphical environment, thereby making it possible for the users to interact with the computer very easily. All right. So regarding the starting, when we start the Windows operating system, that is too simple. When you switch on the system itself, okay. So to understand that fact, we must understand certain things about what happens when you switch on a computer. When you press the power button on a computer, the first thing that takes place is not booting. So normally you have heard, so booting the computer, the starting the computer has been synonymous with the term that is booting the computer. But it's not actually that is booting that takes place at first, but in the beginning, when you switch on the system, a post takes place, that is power on self-test. POS, power on self-test, that takes place. And the purpose of this post is to ensure that all the hardware peripherals that are connected with this computer are functioning properly. Okay, so that is what takes place. Once the power on self-test is completed successfully, then the control of this program moves to the bootstrap loader, third party software, to the bootstrap loader. And the purpose of this bootstrap loader is to search within the hard disk for the primary drive, and to locate the operating system where it is installed. Normally, so assuming that our system had been installed with the Windows operating system, so this bootstrap loader will load the various operating system related files that are essential from secondary memory into primary memory. And that is actually the process called booting. So therefore, booting is the process of loading the operating system from a secondary memory device into a primary memory device. All right. So that is how we start Windows. So when you switch on the system, so automatically, so the rest of the BIOS program will take control, and then the operating system will be loaded from secondary storage device into primary storage, that is RAM, random access memory. And when it is completely loaded and everything is set, then you see the desktop. So desktop is the first screen that you see after logging using your user account. So that is the desktop that is seen. All right. Now we have seen the desktop of the Windows operating system, and now we are going to focus upon some of the features of the Windows operating system. And one of the important features of this Windows operating system itself was it is user friendly. All right. So when compared to the previous operating system, so before Windows, the Microsoft had developed another operating system that was MS-DOS, Microsoft Disk Operating System, which was a command user interface based operating system. And it was not so user friendly, so therefore if you wanted to do anything, you must type the command. And if you are not knowing the command, you will not be able to accomplish any task in a computer. So therefore, at present, using a Windows operating system, the things are entirely different. And since it is a graphical based operating system, so at least you can use your mouse or keyboard to pressing something on the keyboard or moving and clicking somewhere on with the mouse. So thereby you will be able to do at least something. So, but in the command user interface, the situation was entirely different. So it was necessary that you have to type the command, individual command, for accomplishing any task at all. So that problem is not here. That problem, that limitation of the CUI operating system is actually overcome here with the Windows operating system, and since it makes a very user-friendly operating system, where it becomes easier for the users to interact with the computer to do various tasks with the computer. Alright, so that is one of the features of an operating system. And then another feature is the multimedia support. Windows supports multimedia. The multimedia support that is provided by the Windows operating system. And nowadays, almost all the operating systems are providing this multimedia support. But when we compare this with our previous version of the operating system, that is MS-DOS, so it is a character-based operating system, command-based operating system. So therefore, in that operating system, the multimedia was not properly supported. But whereas in Windows, various multimedia devices like audio, video, pictures, text, or graphics, or different types of multimedia support is provided by the Windows operating system, thereby making it more functional and user-effective. Alright. And then this Windows is also a multitasking operating system. In a previous stage, where only command user interface based operating systems were available, then it was only possible to do one task at a time with a computer. Whereas at present, and since there are graphical user interfaces which are available, and almost all the operating systems nowadays coming up, so definitely support this multitasking feature also. So normally, so before explaining what is this multitasking, we will try to see with an example. You know that after opening the computer, we can open MS Word and you can start typing something. At the same time, you can also open another MS Paint program and you can start drawing. And if you arrange that screen in a special way, definitely you will be able to do both tasks in two windows. At the same time, we can also open a music player and listen to a music as we do this task also. See, three tasks going on at the same time. At least we feel like it. Though the processor is taking it differently, so through a concept of time sharing, so these three tasks are not done simultaneously at a time by the processor, but the time is shared in nanoseconds, so we just feel like all the three tasks are done at the same time. So it is possible for Windows to have multitasking features, so which means that this Windows is capable of running more than one program at a time. And using these different windows, we will be able to work with the different programs at the same time also. So that is called the multitasking. So Windows is also a multitasking operating system. Windows is user-friendly. So alright, Windows also supports multimedia, and Windows is a multitasking operating system. And then Windows is also a multi-user operating system. So in the earlier version, so we will again have our comparison with MS-DOS and Windows. And there in MS-DOS, only one user could use the computer at one time. Now, definitely, it's possible that you might have a doubt. What if two persons are sitting in front of the same computer? So, still it is not two persons that are using, only one user account is logged in, and definitely only one user could use the system at a time, which means that only one monitor, keyboard, and mouse could be used. A hub, only one hub could be used with each system. Alright. Then, coming to Windows, it is possible, okay, as you know, As you already know, you can create a different types of user accounts and other things, all right. And in a network version, it is even possible that different users can use the same operating system that is installed in it. All right, to the multi-user capability of Windows. So it is not the number of persons who are sitting in front of a computer at present, but it is the number of users. It's not necessary that they must be the same thing. Even from different places, they can use the same system from different parts of the world is connected to one. All right. So that is called the multi-user operating system. And definitely, Windows also one of the important other feature of Windows is also security. All right. Security is also properly based security is also provided by the Windows. So Windows provides various security measures to ensure our privacy and also to protect our data that is at hand through different means. So even for our network operations, so there are Windows Firewall is also a very essential and very important tool that can be used for securing our computer from outside cyber attacks. All right. So therefore, so security is also another feature of the Windows, and definitely when compared to some of the other operating systems, Windows is comparatively faster also. All right. So these are some of the important features of the Windows that we have seen. Some of the features are mainly in comparison with the previous versions of the Windows. So where command-based user interface is very applied. So one of the features, since Windows is a graphical user interface, one of the features that happens is it is a user-friendly operating system, and also another feature is it supports some multimedia. Therefore, you will be able to watch in the earlier versions. It was not possible to watch some videos or movies or like pictures or audio. So, but now since Windows is a graphical-based operating system, definitely it can use multimedia like videos, audio, or pictures, or even text files and other graphical design. All right. So Windows supports multimedia, and definitely Windows is a multi-tasking operating system where Windows can run more than one program at a time, and also Windows is a multi-user operating system. So it means that more than one user will be able to use this Windows at one time. Okay, even in the same system, right? Other than that, we have also seen that Windows is comparatively faster when compared to some of the other systems that are available present even. And also, Windows, the security feature of the Windows is also remarkable. Right? Windows provides high security features with having the copyright tax. Definitely, even the source code is not available to outside. So definitely, so this is an advantage from the Windows Microsoft side to provide better security features for the Windows operating. All right. So these were some of the features of the operating system. And now, when coming to the exploring Windows, now that we have seen, after seeing some of the features of the Windows operating system, now we will go for exploring the Windows. And definitely when you start the Windows and log in with your user account, definitely the first thing that you see is a desktop. So we are not providing any materials here now, digital materials here to support you. So as you are, so definitely from the classroom we used to have this demonstration, but here no explicit materials. So digital materials are given, and one reason is since you are already familiar with the Windows, I want you to use your visual, imaginary skills to go for that as you listen to this. So definitely you are in front of your computer having the desktop with you, and you can see some icons on the desktop like my computer icon and recycle bin icon, control panel icon, so and also my documents icon, and at the bottom of the screen you can see a long bar which is a taskbar, and at one side of the long bar, okay, left side of this taskbar, you can see one button, most important button that you use every time that you use the computer, that is the start button. All right. So now you are in front of your computer, having your desktop with you, looking at your desktop. All right, with the different types of icons. Okay. So that is about the desktop is there, as well as the taskbar is also clear. All right. Now the various components of the desktop. After seeing the desktop, you can see there are different types, different components that are available on the desktop. And now the first component that you will see on the desktop is icons. You have already seen some icons like my computer icon, recycle bin icon, this control panel icon, my documents icon. So different types of icons may be there, and any number of icons can be there based upon your usage. All right. So, and this icon is actually a graphical symbol with which we are able to execute a command. So, for example, so in a command user interface, we have to type something for executing a command. We have to type the command. Whereas, in a graphical user interface, we use icons to do the same task. And instead of typing some command, we use the icon, we just click the icon or double click the icon based upon the mouse settings that you have already made. So you can just double click an icon to execute that particular task. For example, if you wanted to open in Microsoft Word, so definitely if the icon is visible on the desktop, or otherwise you can even go through the start menu and find that icon from program. All right. So just click or double click on the icon of MS Word, and the command to open Microsoft Word is given to the computer. That's how this graphical user interface makes the task so simpler for each user. And that is how it becomes an user-friendly interface object. Okay, all right. Listen back. So therefore, an icon is a graphical symbol with which a command can be executed in a graphical user environment. And definitely, there are different types of icons out there. And mainly, there are three types of icons, as you can see here. And one is system icons. System icons, just like when we learned about in our previous session, we learned about the two types of software: system software and application software. System software was used for performing the overall operations related to a computer, and operating system is a system software, whereas an application software was designed only for a particular task. All right, like MS Word, MS PowerPoint, MS Paint, like that. Okay, good. So now the first type of icon is the system icon. So mainly, definitely, the system icon will refer to various system-related operations or tasks that are at hand. For example, my computer icon, or recycle bin icon, or even a control panel icon. So those are system icons with which we will be able to perform various system-related tasks. And the next type of icons that you will see is the application icon. And these application icons are those icons which are used for representing the various applications. If you wanted to open various applications, you will be able to click this application icon. You are also familiar with this application icon, like the icon that is for MS Paint, MS Word, MS PowerPoint, MS Excel, MS Access, or any other software, additional software that you have installed in your computer. Definitely, most probably, the icons of those softwares will come as a shortcut on your desktop also. Okay, so those types of icons that are used for opening an application or executing an application, so those icons are called application icons. All right, and the next type of icons that you will see is the document icon. Okay, so document icons are those icons that are created when we save some documents using any of the applications that are installed in our computer. Just for example, let's say that we open an MS Word. And definitely with MS Word, we are going to create documents only. All right. So definitely you use MS Word, you type something and you have created so many pages so related to your assignment. And then you just save it as a file. All right. Let's say ABC is the name that you have given for your file. And definitely inside the computer, when it is saved and when you use the save button to save the file after giving the file name, definitely the original name that will be saved will be abc.doc. All right, and with other applications, the extension will be slightly different. Now, in the latest versions, it is not DOC, DOCX. Okay, that is also other. Right. Therefore, the icons that are created when you save some document with any of the applications, it may not be necessarily document, it can be a PowerPoint presentation also, using a PowerPoint task, or even a spreadsheet. Using a spreadsheet package, you can create even a workbook. All right, with the Excel. So that is also possible. So when you save some files using any of the applications that are already installed in the Windows, definitely that also will create an icon. For example, in our previous case, our document ABC also will have an icon. and most probably that will be an icon that is related to MS Word also, MS Word document icon. All right, it will be different from MS Word application icon. So with MS Word itself, you will be able to see two types of icons. It could have been better if you had a digital assistant, right? So still things are given for your visual imagination. So right, I trust in your creativity. So therefore, so that is about icons. So therefore, as you have already seen, so an icon is a graphical representation that can be used for executing a command. All right, and there are mainly three types of icons: system icons, application icons, and documents. Other than the icon that you can see, one of the other things that you will be able to see on the desktop is about Windows. Okay, so it is about Windows operating system that we are all discussing about. So therefore, definitely you must be surprised so why this extra discussion about this Windows. You are all familiar with the Windows, but you may not be knowing exactly. So window is that rectangular area on the screen with which an application or a document or a task can be completed. So it is with the help of different types of windows that even the Windows operating system is functioning properly to make sure the smooth interface between the user and the computer. All right. So it is about Windows that we are going to have a discussion about. So as we have already seen, window is a rectangular area on the screen, and definitely for that rectangular area on the top there will be a title bar. But most of the cases the color of the title bar will be a light blue color, and definitely at one end of the color title bar you will see some control buttons again, like the minimize button, close button, and the maximize button. So those buttons also you are already familiar. Okay, so that is actually a window, and different types of windows are. All right. So application windows. These application windows are mainly windows that get open when we execute an application. Just like in the previous case, we discussed about application icon. When you double click on an application icon, that application gets started, and definitely you see that application window. For example, it is if you just double click on a paint icon, definitely the paintbrush program will get loaded into the computer, and definitely you will see the paintbrush window, and that is an application window. An application window creates an interface where the user will be able to interact with that application and do various tasks that are related to the application. In our example, the user is going to draw a picture and save it with the help of the various user interfaces that are provided by this paintbrush program. All right, so that is actually an application window. Now there is also document window, and definitely the document window is a window within which our document which is already saved that are displayed. So in our previous case also we learned about the document icon, where the icons were created as a result of our saved document with the help of any application that are pre-installed in our computer. All right. So when you double click a document icon, definitely it's going to be a document window with our data. All right. So a document window mainly used for displaying the various documents, and maybe as part of some of the application software support more than one document window in the same way. Even for our example in our MS Word also. So this MS Word can open different document windows at the same time. All right. More than one document window can be opened at the same time, but definitely only one application window will be open for one application. But in certain cases, there are exceptions where multitasking capabilities are performed for the same application, which is also possible. All right. But at the same time, so this is what we have to understand. Different document windows can be opened for the same application window at the same time, and it is possible. So then the other type of the window that you are already familiar is the dialog window. And this dialog window is not with a full screen window, but definitely you are all familiar. When you just click any icon for saving a file or for opening any file, you see appropriate dialog box. If you click the menu for opening a file, definitely you will see the open dialog box, where you will be able to select a file. You will be able to explore the computer, browse through various folders, drives and folders. After which you will be able to select the file which you wanted to get loaded. So definitely that is going to be an open dialog box. And suppose after it is not opening that you are going to make, you are going to save your file, and definitely you get a save dialog box. Actually, it is save as dialog box, where you will be able to choose a file name for your file, and you will be able to select the location where you wanted to save your file, and definitely finally there will be a save button also, which will ensure that your file is properly saved. So that is called a save dialog box. And also for controlling any other features. So like settings, for going adjusting various settings, different settings dialog boxes are available. With multi-tab dialog boxes are also available. Multi-tab dialog boxes, and definitely, so that is called a dialog box. So this is a dialog window. All right. So sometimes it's also called a dialog box. So these dialog windows are mainly used by the Windows operating system for performing various tasks, also as a bridge between this application software and the system software, which is the operating system itself. All right. So these are the various windows, and also we are already familiar with the title bar, which is also a component of the Windows operating system, which is also a very important part of the Windows operating system. Because for any window, there will be a title bar. There are also windows without a title bar, or at least in a different state. So that is particular, that is exceptional cases. But for most of the windows that we are using at present, definitely there is a title bar, and most probably with a blue color, and definitely the color can be changed according to the preference of the user. Okay, right. So at the topmost side of any window, you see the title bar, and definitely some important information is also given on the title bar, like the name of that particular file, or name of the application, or the file that is being opened, sometimes even including the location of the file. All right. So important information is given at the one side, and on the other side there are some control buttons, as we already discussed, like the minimize button, maximize button, and the close button. All right. So those buttons are also given. So that is the title bar. And another thing, we are going to learn about the taskbar. So you should not get confused between the title bar and the taskbar. Title bar is a bar that is given at the top of a application window, whereas taskbar is a bar which is given at the bottom part of the desktop. Though it is given at the bottom part, it is possible to customize the location of this taskbar according to the user's preference. And let's say that you wanted to just get it on top of the taskbar. So it is possible. All right. So it is a possibility with everyone. So according to your preferences, you will be able to make various changes to this taskbar or title bar, even to the desktop icon and theme. So there are so many themes which are available that makes it possible for the user to set the desktop according to their preferences, according to their choice. All right. So that is also one of the most important advantages of this Windows operating system, which makes it a very user-friendly and popular operating system across the country. All right. So therefore, now this is our first chapter all about. In the first chapter, mainly you will be learning about an operating system and what is an operating system, the definition. And as we will just have a recap once again. The operating system is a master control program that runs the computer. And without an operating system, no computer can work. Okay. So that is one thing. And other thing, the next thing you will be learning is about the various features of the operating system. You will be learning the various features and also about the various types of the operating system. And one category will be based upon the user interface that is applied, like GUI and CUI operating system. And another task will be for settings based upon the users that are using the system at one time, like a single user operating system and a multi-user operating system. And we have already seen that Windows is a multi-user operating system. All right, that's about the types of the operating system. After which, as part of the chapter, the second part of the chapter mainly focuses upon the Windows operating system. Okay, since it is a most popular GUI operating system. All right, and so therefore, as part of the Windows operating system, and we'll see about the starting the Windows operating system. And as part of that one, we have also learned about what is booting, and also about the power on self-test, which is performed. So when you switch on the computer, and followed by the booting, which is the process of loading the operating system from a secondary memory device into a primary memory device. Okay, all right. After the booting, so you see the desktop window, and we'll also get familiarized with the various components of the desktop, and we have seen that various icons are there on the desktop, and there is a taskbar at the bottom part of the desktop where the start button is located, and definitely other icons are also there. And we learned about icons, and as part of the icons we learned that there are different types of icons, right? So icon is a graphical medium through which we can execute a command, and different types of icons like a system icon, application icon, and document. All right. After that, we just got familiarized with the windows, and where window is a rectangular area on the screen where a task can be accomplished, and different types of windows also we have learned, like the application window, and which is used for running an application. And then there are document windows. This document windows comes as part of an application window, so it is not a standalone window at all. So all right. So that, and in different number of document windows can be opened for an application window at a time. All right. So after learning about the application windows and document windows, we learned about a dialog window, and it is also sometimes called the dialog box, which is used by the operating system for connecting a link between the user and as well as the application software. So for communicating something like saving an item, saving a file, opening a file, going searching for some other file. So different types of dialog boxes, dialog windows are provided by the Windows operating system. Okay, so that is what we learned about in this chapter about an operating system. And now there are few assignments that can be done as part of, we can also take it as part of the summer assignments as well, as part of the first chapter. So dear students, so few assignments are there. First of all, so you will have, even if somehow you are not able to have your textbook or notebook with you right now, don't worry, we can make use of any pages, even your previous year notebook of the computer of the previous year. You make use of it, take it and write a name and number, and just note down the following questions. If you are not having a notebook and writing material with you right now, pause this video and come back with your writing material and then proceed. All right. So now be ready to write few assignments as part of this chapter. And your first assignment is this one. What is an operating system and what are the various features of an operating system? Your first assignment, what is an operating system? As part of the same question, what are the various features of an operating system? So that is your first assignment. All right. Now your second assignment, distinguish between CUI and GUI operating system. As we have seen, CUI is command user interface and GUI is graphical user interface. Distinguish between CUI and GUI operating system, and that is your second assignment for the first chapter. And your third assignment for the first chapter, what is Windows? Write the various features of Windows. What is Windows? Write the various features of Windows. Minimum 5 features must be included, and you can use any material as per your choice for finding the code. All right. So hope all of you are getting fine at home. So complete and come back with your assignments for our next session. Until then, stay home, stay safe.